Hi everyone, my name's Timmy, and welcome to episode 17 of Cardano Ecosystem News. Today's December 28th, and we have an awesome show for you today. We're going to introduce you to two new projects on the channel, as well as an important update from SundaeSwap. Our first story is an introduction to Earth Natives. This is an amazing project, an amazing team that is actually building a house for a family in Brazil. And we'll show you how you can help this project and actually make a real impact on the world with this eco-friendly kind of green climate building project. I purchased one of these NFTs myself, and they have a big roadmap change announced just a few hours ago. A big change to their NFT plan. We want to share that with you. Hot off the presses, it's brand new, and I think you'll enjoy it. Beautiful project. From there, we'll give you a really important update on SundaeSwap. So SundaeSwap just finished their big audit, their big review with Runtime Verification. We've been waiting for this. It's a huge step towards SundaeSwap becoming available on the Cardano blockchain to the public, and we'll give you the results of their review, the results of their examination as our second story today. And our last story is a deep dive into nifty creatures. This is a visually beautiful, aesthetically cohesive project. I just love the style of this project. And they have some really cool kind of earnings ideas, income generation ideas for people that own the NFT down the line. Now, they are doing their first release in a few weeks, and so it's not too late. The first chance anybody will get to own one of these is January 15th. And so we'll tell you all about the project and help you get ready for their big release coming up in a couple weeks. So that's the plan for today. We'll see you on the flip side, and remember to like and subscribe so I don't die. For our first story today, I am absolutely thrilled to get this project onto your radar. And some of you might have already seen this project. It's called Earth Natives, but there's a big announcement from them just a few hours ago that's changing the roadmap for the project. And I think it's really exciting, and it could be an interesting opportunity for speculators, but even more important, an amazing opportunity to make a difference in the world. This is a project that has already started to have impact on real people, and you can see some of them here. This is photos of two of the team members wearing their beautifully branded Earth Natives shirts with the Cardano logo, and a family that they're helping. They're helping by building a sustainable, eco-friendly home for this family, and I think this is an actual rental unit here that they found for the family, and it is allowing them to clear the land that the family owns and build a brand new house. You can see one of the team members here, and a bunch more over here. And so this is a team that isn't planning on doing something only 2 or 3 years from now. They've already started to have impact. The way it works is they're selling NFTs. They're selling some NFT art, some profile photo NFTs, and they've taken that money and started to use it towards helping this family by building a sustainable, eco-friendly house. And they're starting in Brazil, and they want to do another one in Africa. But we're going to walk you through their project, walk you through the NFTs a little bit, introduce you to some of their team, and then I also want to talk about their big announcement about the change of the roadmap. So let's jump into it. You can see their Twitter feed here. Their Twitter profile is @Earth_Natives. And when you come here, you can see a link to their website, earthnatives.io. And when you land there, it looks like this, which is a beautiful website. And you'll see these minerals here that are floating. These are stones, these birthstones, they're calling them. And each NFT has a unique stone. And so there's a lot of really cool lore behind these creatures, these NFT humans, basically evolved humans that they're making. And the way the story goes is, due to global warming and the climate crisis, there were increasingly frequent natural disasters, the global temperatures were rising, wildlife was disappearing, and so humans sought refuge in the only place that they thought would be safe, underground. And so this is an alternate future, but it might actually be our real future. This could be, unfortunately, where the human race is headed. And so global warming has forced humans underground in this timeline. And they lived underground not for years, but decades. And as they were living underground, humans learned how to live in harmony with the earth and how to use the earth's properties for shelter, for tools, and for healing powers. And so this is a much better relationship between humans and the earth. And as they were living underground, digging and digging, the humans found these birthstones that granted unique identities to each of the earth natives. And so we can call these creatures now earth natives. They live underground in harmony with the earth, and each one of them has a unique birthstone on their chest here, as you can see from some of the art. And just beautiful art. I love how, it's cohesive, and we'll show you this in their roadmap. You see the blue overalls with the blue chest and the blue goggles. This one here has a red stone with the rose and the glasses, and so there's this effort to kind of make cohesiveness between the stone and the rest of the design. Look at this one here, the red laser eyes with the red stone. And so this group here that we're looking at, these are the ones that lived underground, and they're called armadillos, or maybe armadillos. And the idea is it's when humans evolved and morphed with the armadillo. Okay, the armadillo is a creature in the real world that is able to dig underground and move around. And so this is a future evolution of the human species in the theme of an armadillo. And so this is their first version that they minted. And before we talk about their roadmap, I want to talk a little bit about what their mission is. They talk about wanting to teach others about Earth's properties, about the properties of the actual the dry Earth and the wet Earth, and how you can use it for construction. And they've chosen the Cardano blockchain because, as you know, blockchain is a very green, kind of eco-friendly blockchain. We're not proof of work, we're proof of stake, and so we don't have these huge electricity costs to run the network. And so Cardano is a green solution to Bitcoin's issue, quite frankly. And so it's beautiful pairing for this project and Cardano. Now they've partnered with this company called Ecotherm, and some of them might actually work at Ecotherm. I'm not 100% sure yet, but Ecotherm is a builder. They're actually a proper building company, and they've developed a way to use compressed earth and recycled waste to create these dried bricks that they're using to build these houses in Africa and Brazil. And so there's photos here you can see of the team using the bricks to actually do some building. There's more videos around Ecotherm's interlocking bricks technology you can see on their webpage. And then we get into their roadmap. And now this is the big change. This version here is out of date. This was posted on the 30th of November. But if you go into their Discord, you'll see there's an updated version. But quickly, the original version, as of like a few hours ago, right? This changed just a few hours ago. The original version had them doing in total 10,000 Earth natives. They were going to make 10,000 of these creatures and sell 10,000. Spoiler alert, that number now is only 4,000 or even less potentially. So they're looking at trying to reduce the number of NFTs out there, which will hopefully increase the value. And so people that own the NFTs now might potentially see an increased value. And what they're doing is they're changing the phases up a little bit. And so they're focusing on Brazil. And I think their idea is they're going to do 3 smaller releases of Armadillos, a dance, which I guess would be like a human ant hybrid, and Meerkats or Meerkats. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but obviously meerkats and humans. And so these numbers here, 33333, have been cut in a third. They're doing a little over, I think around 1,000. I think they said maybe 1,300, 1,400 of each of these. So about a third of what it originally was, which is great. That could reduce the supply, and if you're a speculator, then hopefully that could be really good for you. Now, and I'll show you in their new roadmap here now. It looks like this. And so, yeah, they've got 1333 of each of these 3 releases. And this is all for Brazil. And then they're going to auction off an owl, just one very unique NFT. It's going to be done as an auction. And then later on in Q2 of next year, the second quarter of next year, they're going to have an Earth Builders collection, which will be 4,000. So they're going to have 4,000 Earth Natives and 4,000 Earth Builders, total 8,000. Whereas before it was going to be 10,000 just up here. right? And so they've cut the supply by a third, which is interesting. It could increase the rarity, right? Obviously, very naturally. And so this is the updated roadmap. They posted it in their announcement channel here yesterday, so you can check that out on their Discord. But jumping back to their website here, I want to talk quickly about the team. You can see the artist here, the project manager. They're all, what we would call doxed, and we can see who they are. They're not anonymous here. And then they've got instructions on how to mint it. And I did mint one, actually. Just a couple hours ago, I minted one. And so I'm part of Earth Natives now. I own one of their NFTs. And for me, I'm really just thinking it as like kind of a cool, I won't say charity, but like a cool project. For me, I'm not trying to speculate or earn money on this. I paid the ADA, and who knows, maybe it'll come back to me, maybe it won't. I'm fine if, I paid 50 ADA. I just bought one. And, but I'm thinking of it as, a donation in a sense. And so we'll see what happens with this project. Maybe it'll increase in value. Maybe it'll go down in value. For me, I'm probably just going to have this sitting in my wallet, for 50 years, 100 years until, the project, I'm not sure, maybe forever, really. And so not really thinking of this as an investment, but thinking of it as a wonderful way to like help the world and like have a change on the world. And I'll show you, if you go back to their Twitter page, this was released just last week. They actually started to build, and they gifted this house. I'll play this video for you guys. Check this out. So she's getting a house.
She doesn't know she'll be getting the house yet. It's a surprise.
Amazing.
Let's tell her now.
Let's tell her. Earth Natives.
Mas eu tenho uma coisa pra falar pra senhora.
So this is the announcement. That might be her daughter. There you go. A little bit of a celebration. Look at the team there, the whole team. A wonderful Christmas, she says. Wow. It warms my heart. Hats off to you, Earth Natives team. Very cool. This is Cardano here. This is not Ethereum. This is not Solana or Bitcoin. I love this community. This is Cardano. Sorry, Cardano. Got to get that pronunciation right. Cardano is the one having this impact on the world, and Earth Natives team. Just amazing. He's wrapping up. There's a really cool scene with her neighbor. Let's see. There's more of the team. Yeah, that's her neighbor there saying she deserves it. Amazing. And she's very grateful. And so I thought this was a really, really cool video, really cool project. There's one more team member, and you can see Ecoterm's logo here. Ecoterm is the company that kind of owns this kind of production construction process here. And so yeah, if you're interested, check out their webpage. There's a Mint Here button. You can get one of these for 50 ADA. Each one has a unique birthstone. There's more information on their site here. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit more around the rarity chart. And they talk about how each of the NFTs, you'll see there's metadata, and your NFT, your stone, will have a score here. I think it's called Mohs scale, and this is an actual scientific scale for the hardness of materials, the resistance to scratching, and so you can get a score for your own. And mine is a 6.5, and so I'm in here between, I think, feldspar and quartz, I believe. And then actually I think I might be a 4.5, but between fluorite and apatite, that's correct. You can see the different designs, but there's different rarities. This is an opal fire one. Wow, look at how cool that is, and all kinds of accessories, an owl and some kind of an axe or a bayonet. So there you go, a blue one there. Really interesting style, but for me, it's really about it's about the project making a change in the world. I thought that was like really, really, really cool. So if you're interested in supporting this kind of a project, check out their Twitter feed at Earth_Natives. Check out their Discord. There's lots of really cool stuff in there. And just to wrap up, I want to talk about a giveaway they did. This is pretty cool. They did a giveaway just yesterday. They announced the giveaway, and look at how they did this. They had a bunch of names that they put on a wall and had to pick one.
3, 2, 1, and go.
And so she threw the dart, and it landed on.
And the winner is
Magic Cat, look at that. So they had all the names of the people in their Discord that participated in this giveaway. And then randomly, by a thrown dart, Magic Cat was chosen as the winner. How cool is that? And so this was a giveaway that was done, and I don't know. I love somehow the purity and the generosity and the impact of this team. There's something about it that really jives with me really well. What do you think of this project? What do you think of this team? I think it's different. Hey, let's make a positive impact in the world. Hats off to these guys. You know, I'm just here making videos in my cat living room, and these guys are out there building and under the hot sun and. Geez, these are the heroes of the Cardano ecosystem and the Cardano community. All right, our second story today is pretty big, pretty impactful news from SundaeSwap. It was released just a few hours ago, and it looks like SundaeSwap has completed their audit. Well, Runtime Verification has completed their audit of SundaeSwap Labs. So basically, SundaeSwap Labs, before they released their DEX, before they released their decentralized exchange, they handed over all of their designs and handed over all of their code to this company called Runtime Verification. Now, Runtime Verification is famous for being able to look at code, to be able to look at designs and see if there are any security vulnerabilities, see if there's any issues with the way the coders have implemented the design. And so SundaeSwap Labs gave their code to them about a couple months ago, actually, and today is the big day that Runtime Verification has said they've completed their audit, okay? And so this article here from SundaeSwap Labs gets into some of the details. We won't get into too much, but the main thing is SundaeSwap passed their test. They passed this evaluation stage, which was an important step, a blocking step before SundaeSwap could ever release on mainnet. But now that this is passed, it's really more up to SundaeSwap now how their testnet is going, and they can kind of control their own destiny around when they want to release. Now, Pi Lanningham, went on to talk about just how Runtime Verification had such a thorough methodology, and he actually named a couple of the issues that were found. Pi talks about a subtle rounding error that Runtime Verification found, and this rounding error would have disadvantaged liquidity providers, so they might not get maybe the rewards that they should have got. There was another issue they found, a big one it sounds like, where anyone could arbitrarily mint Sunday tokens, right? So that sounds like a pretty important vulnerability to have buttoned up. And so it looks like, as I mentioned, Runtime Verification really did a thorough audit here, actually found issues. And what's important is SundaeSwap went back and fixed the issues, but then submitted those fixes to Runtime Verification for another check. And so we can be sure that the SundaeSwap's team fixed the issues correctly because they were sent back for a final verification. Now, in terms of next steps, what we know from this blog article is that Runtime Verification, the auditor, the person that reviewed the code, reviewed the designs, they're going to release a detailed audit report. Okay, and so once that's available, SundaeSwap is going to share it with the community, and we'll share it on this channel as well. It looks like Runtime Verification may also do a blog post, so maybe helping us kind of interpret the audit. So that's really, really exciting. I can't wait to find more details around what Runtime Verification found while looking at SundaeSwap's code. But the big news here is, okay, SundaeSwap has done it. They've passed this audit from a very tough, very reputable auditing company, and now they're one step closer to releasing SundaeSwap to all of us in Cardano, who are excited to use SundaeSwap. So very, very cool news there. One other update from SundaeSwap, actually, I wanted to share with you. This one didn't get as much coverage yet. It's really just a conversation, a tweet. But one of the scoopers who are in charge of aggregating the transactions that'll be happening on SundaeSwap, they posted some information around what it's like to be one of the scoopers and how that's going. Okay, and Blade here says that we're a scooper, and I can attest that concurrency is not an issue. Okay, concurrency is not an issue. In fact, in just the last 48 hours, this scooper did over 600 swaps. Okay, so just one scooper. Now remember, there's 30 scoopers, and so just this one did 600 swaps. Multiply that by 30, and he's saying concurrency is not an issue at all. So that's very encouraging. And this was posted on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. And so what he shared is that right now only a few of the scoopers are up and running on Testnet. So 3 of them were onboarded 3 days ago. So 3 of the scoopers were onboarded December 23rd. And so remember, there's 30 scoopers, so there's still 27 more scoopers that need to be onboarded. And onboarded means, they need to be trained on how to install the scooper software on their servers, how to run it, how to maintain it, probably how to update it as new releases will be coming out. And Conrad here shares that SundaeSwap made it very easy for the scoopers, as easily and seamless as it gets. So no surprises here. SundaeSwap team is paying a high level of attention to detail and really helping to onboard these scoopers, but progressively, step by step, just 3 at first, right? So 10%. Who knows? The next batch might be more than 3. Maybe they'll do 5. Maybe they'll do 6 in the next batch. But you can imagine that over the next couple of weeks, hopefully, we'll be close to having all 3, maybe all 3, I should say, all 30 of the scoopers onboarded on Testnet, do a little bit more testing there. And so, we probably shouldn't expect SundaeSwap to be on mainnet next week or the week after. But I do look forward to an update where all 30 of the scoopers are running the scooper software. And then we should be getting pretty close because, we've got the big news that the audit is finished. And now some of the scoopers are being onboarded, and it sounds like it's running really, really well. So big news from SundaeSwap, great progress from the team here. I'm excited. So the next project I really want to share with you today, it's a super fun one to wrap up the show. It's called Nifty World. And take a look at this art style, this beautiful kind of character, super creative. It's spelled KNFTY, pronounced nifty, and they describe it as a mix of knitting, NFT, and then the word nifty. So it's kind of like nifty knitting-based NFTs. And you can see that with the character. It's got this kind of corded, braided kind of knitting material here building up the character. And you can go to their Twitter feed. It's at Nifty World, and you can see their header image here. This is actually showing the Nifty World, and there's some pretty interesting lore behind this world. You can see there's a city here with a bunch of damage, some kind of green damage. Maybe the plants are growing, the vines are growing on top of the building. This building is collapsed. This building over here is collapsed. It's because the humans are extinct. The humans have become extinct, and now these nifty creatures here are running the world, right? The nifty creatures, they were locked in a mountain, but as the humans died off, the mountain door became open, and now these nifty creatures, these knitted creatures, are in charge of the earth. And so it's super, super cool lore, but just really beautiful style. And I'm sharing this with you today because they have their first release. It's not released yet. Their first release is January 15th. And so they're going to do like a pre-sale on that day. And then shortly after, they'll have like a public sale. You can still get whitelisted to participate in the pre-sale. We'll show you how to do that. So, everyone's able to participate in that, it looks like, a certain number. And then they're going to have the public sale where everyone, will be able to mint as they want. And so I want to start actually by taking a look at their website, niftyworld.com, and take a look at this. Look at this beautifully consistent visual style. This is what I loved about Cardano Legends that I shared with you in an earlier video. I love these projects which really pay attention to their aesthetic, to their look and feel. Look at the fuzziness on these buttons here, the whole background with this blue kind of carpeted material. Just beautiful. The stitching on the sun here, and the font, right? Kind of a fun font. I just love the attention to detail. It feels like a well thought out project. It feels like a lot of love and care has gone into this, and I just love that. So they talk about their mission. Their plan is to create 8,800 of these nifty creatures. Okay, so there's going to be 8,800 running around this world. The world used to have humans. Now the humans are gone. And so they're going to create 8,800. The first sale will be in a couple weeks, January 15th. Each one is going to be 45 ADA. Actually, the pre-sale will be 45 ADA cost, and then the public sale looks like it'll be 50 ADA, so 5 more. So if you want to save 5 ADA, you can participate in the pre-sale. I'll share some details around like the limits of how much you can buy, but there you go. Those are the numbers, and it's happening soon. And so they talk about how each of these characters here will have 250 unique traits, and in total they'll create 8,800 nifty creatures. You can see some of the art flying by here. Kind of a nice claymation, right? Claymates, 3D element to it. The rendering here, really, really nice backgrounds. I love the metallic structure of this armor here. Really nice shaders and materials. Just a beautiful project all the way around, right? A chef, like, so really, really cool stuff. And you can imagine, like, this is supposed to be a world, like an actual world. And so, of course, you would have, different roles in the world. Look at this one, the gas mask. Super cool. So there's a little bit of info on the lore, but it's like I described to you. These nifty creatures, they were once household pets and very loyal. But the humans of the world, right, were scared of the creatures. They thought the creatures would take over. And so they locked them away in the side of a mountain and built a huge gate. But 8,000 years later, right, the humans went extinct, and so now the creatures were locked behind this gate. But as time passed, they escaped, and now they own the world. And so there's houses and furniture and all these things from the humans, but the humans are gone. And so that's pretty cool. You can kind of think of how they can build on this universe where there's a bunch of maybe larger furniture. There might be some cool parallax, like stuff they can do in terms of the size of the creatures versus the size of the buildings and the houses and the chairs and tables. Who knows? But look at this Cardano logo here with the knitted style aesthetic. Just absolutely beautiful. Some more information around the benefits if you own one of these creatures, right? It's pretty cool. So first, once you own it, you'll have these features, they say, forever, for the future. And they say you'll get access to rebates just for holding it in your wallet. And there's a bit more information about this, but it sounds like what they're going to do is they're going to be getting royalties from people that sell on the marketplaces. So every time someone sells on CNFT.io, the smart contract can send a couple % royalty back to the project team. And it looks like they're going to be using those royalties and distributing them amongst everybody that holds their creatures. And so over time, you'll be getting ADA back. They also talked about you'll be able to get airdrops. So they talked about airdropping ADA directly to people that own these, and as well they want to create their own coin. And so you'll if you have one of the creatures, you'll get their coin. So just like Pavia recently airdropped a bunch of their Pavia token to people that own the NFT, the land parcels. Well, it looks like this project is going to airdrop ADA and have this rebate program so that you'll be generating income on a regular basis just by holding one of these NFTs. So that's pretty cool. They also talk about doing like a play-to-earn game. They described it as a player-to-player, PvP, player versus player, play-to-earn game, having a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, and that'll be a structure to help vote on the changes to the project. And so I imagine if you own one of these creatures, that'll give you some kind of voting power to decide the future of the project via the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization. So if you own one of these NFTs, you can sit on the board. You can be on the governing body for the project to a certain degree. And then also they want to have a staking option. And so this doesn't look like it's ADA staking from what I gathered. Still very early days, but it looks like this might be for their own coin, or like you can stake your NFT somehow. And so that's pretty cool. If it's not competing against ADA staking, then it's additional income that you could potentially get without having to change your ADA staking pool. So we're not 100% sure if that's the way it'll be implemented, but I saw some language to that effect. So that's very, very cool. So there's more of their roadmap here. And again, just look at the beautiful style of the roadmap. Did I mention this Cardano logo here? Super cool. Look at the stitching. But their roadmap, you can hover over these buttons. And so right now, this is what they're getting ready for. The pre-sale. The pre-sale is going to be 800 of these nifty creatures. And I think they're only going to allow 800 people in the pre-sale. And then from there, there's going to be 8,000 that get sold, shortly after. And so if you're not one of the 800 on the whitelist or the wait list, then that's no problem. You can still purchase one of the 8,000 that'll come shortly after. And what's interesting is the rarity chart is going to come later. They say about 1 month after the public launch. And so that's interesting because that means there'll be a period of about 4 to 5 weeks here. There'll be a period of 1 month where these will be traded on CNFT.io before you know the rarity. And that's really cool because somebody posted actually on one of the Boss Cat Rocket Club videos I made. If you look in the comments section, one of the members of our little community here on Cardano Ecosystem News purchased a Boss Cat rocket and before the rarity chart came out, and it turned out to be like one of the top 1,000 Boss Cats, and it's worth like way more. And so I love when these projects kind of have this delay period where people can trade based on the appearance, based on what they think looks good, maybe guessing at the rarity table, and then the rarity table comes out later. And so if you don't get to participate in the pre-sale, if you don't get to participate in the public sale, then there still should be relatively well-priced opportunities on CNFT.io and the other markets before the rarity chart comes out. There might be some really cool kind of arbitrage kind of opportunities there if you're a speculative NFT collector. So then they want to have like private channels in their Discord, so that they want to have private channels for the people that own the NFT. I'm really interested to see how they'll execute and implement that. That's an interesting one. And then rebates portal. So this is where they're going to airdrop ADA to all the holders, and then having like a web portal where you can go in and claim your rewards. So you can get ADA on a regular basis. I think they said weekly on their Discord. Airdropping also special NFTs. So this is really cool. If you own one of these NFT creatures, these nifty creatures, they're going to airdrop NFTs to all of the holders. And there'll be like a percentage kind of luck to these NFTs. So you can take the NFT, it's like a token, and you can throw it in a slot machine game that they're going to create. They're going to have like a slot machine, and you could insert one of these extra tokens, not your nifty creature itself, but these airdropped bonus tokens. You throw them into the slot machine, and you'll get like a next level token back, which is pretty cool. So that's an interesting kind of fun luck kind of mechanic. I talked about they're going to create a DAO, so the token holders, and a token, so a DAO and a token. So they might have, like Pavia has their own token, they'll have a DAO, and have their own coin where you can earn passive income by staking your NFT. So this is what I was talking about earlier, this way to kind of stake an NFT and get income. So you'll get like this nifty coin that they make. That's pretty cool, very very cool. And then towards the much more future in their roadmap, they're talking about having a play to earn game and having many different mini games within the nifty world. And I think they could potentially pull this off. A big challenge with making games is the graphics and the modeling and the characters and all of that. And it looks like they've got like really good, visual artists working on this project. I think one artist in particular, I'll show you his name. But I'm excited. Like if they could pull off a game with this art style, right? How cool would that be? And so that's much further in the roadmap, but just tons of stuff, tons of really cool stuff. And they're thinking about very creatively thinking about people who own these creatures. How can they generate income regularly to earn money back? So that's very cool. There's an FAQ here. When is the launch? January 15th. And just look at the style of this FAQ. You can scroll left and right. Just absolutely beautiful. Can I mint on desktop and mobile? On and on. They talk about how much does it cost, and they say 45. That's for the pre-sale, and then 5 more for the public sale. So 45 to 50 ADA. And then some info on the team here. As I mentioned, Fernando. Fernando is the artist. You can see his Twitter handle there, Fernando Chico. And then Moise. Moise is the project manager with his Twitter handle there as well. Beautiful. So that's the chef and the gas mask there. Are those diamond eyes? Very nice, Fernando. So here you go. That's Nifty World. I'll show you a little bit more from their Twitter feed. But first, let's take a look at their latest post here. They have a post that they made just less than 24 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago, and it says a contest is happening. An actual giveaway is happening. So it's going to end. It looks like 3 days from now, from when I'm making this video, 72 hours from now, if you take the 23 hours off of there. And basically, what they've done is they've posted a base creature, a basic nifty creature, right? Totally vanilla, no styling. And what they're asking you to do is to change the color or add any accessories or just make some kind of creation using this character. And the winners will get, 10 ADA or some Discord Nitro benefits. And, this came out a few hours ago, and already, we're getting a lot of pretty cool replies. Some people are getting really, really creative here, doing some memes. Here's one of the nifty creatures in Trinidad. Here's another one with X-ray vision. So really cool. Here's a pink one. So he changed the color and added a hat. So very, very cool. And this is brand new. And so, I would challenge, here's one in Paris. Absolutely beautiful. And so this is a fun kind of meme, kind of creative endeavor. And you could win some free ADA, but also just kind of interact with the project a little bit. So that's their Twitter feed. And then if I jump over to their Discord here, there's some pretty cool eye candy in here. They have a sneak peeks channel, and you can see some of the designs here. Sir Muiz, the project manager, posted a few of these mock-ups. You can see some of the clothing here. Look at that beautiful 3D render. I love that style. Oh, beautiful winter sweater, a hoodie there. Here's an astronaut creature. Very cool. Look at that. I love the background, and then you see the armband here matches. It's just these small pieces of detail. Look at the reflective material here on this statue. More of this metallic material here. I love this armor. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the fur and this feather here. This really beautiful shader work. So yeah, there's So many really cool ones in their sneak peeks channel. They also had an earlier roadmap pushed here, but I think the one on the website might be a little bit more, a little bit newer. And then they've got an announcement which talks about the contest that I just mentioned. And so they say, go ahead and take this base NFT and change the color, give it a hat, give it some accessories, maybe put it in a background, and just kind of have fun. And so, yeah, check out their Discord if you're interested. There's info at the top here as well around, when January 15th is when it's going to be happening at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then you can see there's a whitelist channel here, and you can see, how you can participate. It looks like 609 waitlist spots are full. And so there's just a little under 200 spots left. And so if you're interested in being on the waitlist, you can still do that by checking out their Discord. And so, yeah, so that's Nifty World, and this is their little contest that they're doing right now. Check it out. I think it's a pretty fun project. I think I'm going to try and get at least one or two of these and just kind of hold them and see what they end up doing in terms of, income generation stuff. So, yeah, what do you think of this project? I'd love to hear from everyone. And, big thank you to listening to today's episode. Today's episode is a little bit long. I did get comments in an earlier video that some people would like to see smaller episodes. I'd love to hear from you guys. Would you rather have like 10-minute, 12-minute episodes, or do you guys like the 30-minute ones? In these 30-minute ones, I can really introduce 3 or 4 projects in great detail, or I could do smaller videos where I only talk about 1 or 2 projects. I think maybe this weekend I'll experiment and do a video with just one project, like a 10-minute video. But I'm curious to hear from you. Should I experiment with 10-minute single project videos, or do you like these longer ones? And would you prefer I talked less rambly and was more straight to the point? Just want to hear some feedback as I'm experimenting with the channel a bit. Well, thanks everyone for listening. I really appreciate your support. I'm so happy with the community that we're building here on the channel, and I'll see you next time. Meow.